So, hi there guys and welcome back to Boat McRill. Well, we are back up here. This week has been extremely busy for me at work, so I hadn't been up here doing much work. It's Wednesday afternoon today, and on Friday afternoon I'm leaving for a work trip. But there is some stuff that I really need to get done because, as you might notice, the weather is kinda unstable. The early fall storms are getting over here, the winds are picking up, there is rain more or less every day. So I have to find windows where I can do the last bits and pieces. One of the things I really need to try to finish up is, first off, sanding off this fairing over here, so that's done. I also need to take care of this edge around here. Here and there is some small imperfections I need to take care of. I need to fair up some stuff here. And I need to drill some holes through the epoxy plugs that I've made in here. I need to reattach this. And I also have to make sure that this area here gets painted with some epoxy primer. The final paint or coat, that's something I will do probably next summer. Right now I just want to wrap up as much as possible. I still got the port side deck repair to get done. As you can see here are some epoxy plugs that I've done. I also need to make sure to get the same thing around here. I need to reattach the metal rail that's on the edges, and after that screw back the rubber bump guard. These are the metal rails that goes around the boat, and that's where the deck hull edge rubber, or whatever you want to call it, bump guard, is screwed into. To have this screwed back, I need to drill up some holes, fill that with epoxy, and I need to do that while it's still pretty warm outside. We still got about 16 to 18 degrees Celsius over here, but I know that in a couple of weeks we will be back to probably closer to somewhere around 10 to 15 degrees. When I'm doing inside work, fiberglass work that need to be where I can use polyester resin, it doesn't need to be that warm outside. I can actually work with polyester down to about 5 degrees Celsius, but epoxy is a little bit more sensitive to temperature. I need to be at least above 15 degrees Celsius, especially the material that I'm working with, the deck and stuff like that, can't be too cold. And the nights is actually starting to temperatures starting to creep down, so I'm in kind of bit of a hurry over here. This rail here needs to be put back into its location, and as you can see here, my rubber guard are actually hanging under the boat and everywhere, and I need to screw that back all the way around before I can loosen it up on the other side, so I can get to the port side deck repair. Also, another little deal I got here is that I removed this window earlier. I'm gonna show you the process because I'm gonna have to do this on 3 other windows too. Some of the windows are actually leaking in water. So this one I removed. As you might see right here, this edge here is bare wood. It's kind of a little bit soft here and there, but now it's at least it's pretty dry. I'm actually gonna tape up some fiber tape around here on both sides. I'm gonna drop in some ligno impregnating epoxy so that it crawls into the wood. It creeps in there and makes the wood way more solid than it is when it's been attacked by water like this. I was a little bit worried that this fiberglass here had actually loosen its integrity to the wood, but it doesn't seem to be the case. And I'm also pretty sure that when I'm doing the impregnating of that wood, it will crawl through and also bound to the fiberglass, because the impregnating epoxy can do that too. So that's some of the things I need to make sure I get done, because I would really like to get this window put back into its place. So this is actually Lignu. I showed it in another movie earlier this year. It's a two-part epoxy. You mix them 50-50. And well, it should look like this, like apple juice or something like that. It's pretty strong smelling, so a small tip is to use a respirator or mask when you do this. So I'm gonna put mine on. In this case, I'm just gonna pour this down here. See what happens. Well, something I just realized, that it's the glue on these fiber tapes does not take this. It's get attacked immediately and it loosens its strength and it goes away. So what we're gonna have to do here is I'm pretty much gonna have to use a brush for this. I can come back in now and then and brush on some more and make sure that it's just sitting up here. It doesn't actually, I don't actually care too much that it comes down on the wood here. Where there is paint, it won't go in, but and it just goes straight into the wood and sucks into the wood, so that's not a big issue. I just hope that it would stay, as much as possible, would stay on the wooden edge. The Lignu epoxy will harden. It's a two-component mix, and it's a hardener and a resin. So it's just like regular epoxy resins. It gets cured, but it takes quite a while, and the pot life is kind of long. At least for a mix like this, it's 3-4 hours easy. So I don't have to hurry. It's been a few hours since I did a first application of this Lignu impregnating epoxy. So it's time to put in a second layer. So that's 2 coats of that impregnating epoxy. I believe I can come in here tomorrow and put at least 2 more coats if I want to, and I might be doing that. Just the thing to get some impregnating epoxy in there will take care of a lot of the issues that I have with that window frame or the window opening here. It is the furthermost downward edge that is the problem when you get leaks through windows, because it will rain down, and if you have wood where the window is sitting, it will go straight into the wood and start to decompose it and make it rot. The Lignu impregnating epoxy is actually made for this kind of applications, but you can cure fresh wood with it too. What I've done here today, you can see here, I've been screwing back this metal rail here. To this, the rubber rail guard or bump guard is attached normally. What I need to get done here is to drill out all these holes that where the screws from the rail and the rail guard, the rubber guard, will go into the boat. And after that, remove this again, drill out all of the holes that I need to get done, and then do the drill, fill, drill, as I call it. Drill out the hole, fill it with epoxy, and then when that's cured, drill up again and put back this. At the moment, I've drilled out all of these holes here, so now it's time to remove this. I just want to get the next guard in place first so that these matches up. On some places I've already done this drill, fill, drill thing because I used the old holes. So the next step here in my drill, fill, drill deal is to drill out these smaller holes with a bigger drill bit. This is, I think this is 12 or maybe 13, 14 millimeters, something like that. So it's time to mix up some thickening epoxy, and of course I'm using Nils Malmgren epoxy, in this case the laminating 275. I'm going to use the Nils Malmgren Tix 150, and I'm also gonna mix in some filler 51. I get my stuff from Epoxy Online. You can find a link down below. Check out their stuff if you are interested in this epoxy. Great stuff. And I'm using bags that you use to decorate cake with, like you can put cream and stuff in. Next thing here now is to start to fill up all of these holes. Now we have to let these epoxy plugs cure. Hopefully I'm going away over the weekend, so next week when I come back up here, these will be cured and I can sand them off and then re-drill holes in them so that I can put new fresh screws in there, screw in the metal rail up here. So that's how you do the drill fill drill, and I'm gonna do more of that later on, so check out that. So if you have any question about this drill fill drill or any of my other stuff I'm doing, send me a little comment or check out my email, send me question that way. So if you enjoy this channel, please check out the link up here to one of my other playlist that I got here on the channel. I've been doing this for the last year and there is a lot of good stuff to find out, both about engines, like special diesel engines, old ones, Volvo Penta, stuff like that. I also got some playlist where I restored the roof to this boat, and there will of course be a lot more coming up later on in the future. So I'm gonna install like a bow thruster, I'm gonna install power steering, autopilots and all that kind of stuff in this boat later on. So make sure to check around and see if you find anything fun and that you are interested on this channel, older videos and on videos coming up in the future. And by that, I hope you liked my channel, as I said, and if you like this video especially, consider giving a little like here down and hit the little subscription button. Please also click the notification bell, put that on all so you get a notification whenever I'm dropping a video, which usually are every Saturday. And also check my Instagram, Facebook, I'm on Twitter and all that stuff. So take care everyone and see you next Saturday. Bye everyone. Well, sometimes stuff just sucks. That ladder had my camera on top of it, and on top of the camera in the cold shoe, as it calls, was the receiver for my microphone. That ladder did tip over, hit my car that's right down here, small dent over here and a small dent over here. That was not really what I needed today.